Look no further than the core of Abbott's plan. More standardized testing, this time for 4-year-olds. A commentator recently called it baby star. That's right. At a time when parents and teachers and students are calling out for relief from the overburdensome testing that has been taking place in this state, Greg Abbott is calling out for even more. Under the guise of quality, he's calling for putting more tests first, not our kids. In his plan, his first assessment idea calls for another test for 4-year-olds, and if they don't pass the mark, they'll get the rug pulled out from under them. Now, Greg Abbott is trying to pull the wool over your eyes. His campaign spokesman says that his pre-K plan, and I quote, does not impose more tests on 4-year-olds, and suggestions to the contrary are absurd. But that's not what the Texas press found. Just look at yesterday's Corpus Christi Times, which noted that Abbott's plan, quote, involves measurement, which is another way of saying testing. So this past Monday, instead of facing questions about his plan to impose standardized tests on 4-year-olds, Greg Abbott tried to hide. He canceled an education press conference to avoid taking questions on it. And a day later, his campaign claimed that new tests for 4-year-olds are there for, and I'm going to try to say this with a straight face, they're there for informational purposes only. Yes, informational purposes only. So let's take a look at his plan, and I have it right here. In page 26, in 26 pages of the plan, he never uses the word for informational purposes only. And the truth about his position on testing is actually on page 21, where he says, in order to equip the Commissioner of Education with the data necessary to properly evaluate pre-kindergarten programs, lawmakers should amend the Education Code to require school districts with pre-kindergarten programs to administer assessments at the beginning and end of the school year. And he refers to direct assessments, which are norm-referenced standardized tests. You can read it for yourself.